Alright guys and girls, I've been examining my upper frame rail and I'm trying to decide how I want to repair this section. On this side, I got a rust hole right there. I got a rust hole right here. So, debating, do I spot weld this whole section out? See if there's anything else down here to fix, or do I just cut this section out here and remake it and weld a new piece in. Special with the frame rail here, got a rustle here, and right here. Everything on this side seems pretty good. I mean, it does have a lot of corrosion pitting, but it's still good. So I don't know, I didn't discuss how I want to actually do the front end. I am not going to be actually redoing the tire wells at all. I'm going to leave them open. I'm going to re-weld the radiator support back in place where I spot welded it out. And then I was going to put a my plans was to cut this off right here and plate it going this way, and then I'll just make a bracket that goes down, hooks up to the radiator support. Do that for both sides. Down on this side, I got rust all the way down here, but nothing up in here, so that's pretty good and solid. Then on this side, it's starting all the way back here. So if I cut from here, I'm going to have to repair this on this side. Down below is nice and actually solid. So I'm a little stumped. I believe this would be my next step I'd go to work on. I mean, I do want to work on the firewall, weld those two holes up right there. And actually, probably that one back. Maybe not. It's where the wiring harness comes through. I was thinking about relocating it. So now I'm kind of on the stump. I want to get the front end finished first before I move further down the car to work. So much rust. I just don't know how to tackle it all. So I'm going to do a little bit of thinking and we'll go from there. Okay, I went ahead and cut that part off, and I'm glad I did. You can see there, it's all rusted on that corner. So, looks like I'm gonna cut this out here, weld a new piece in right there. Now, the only question is, I'm still debating now, do I cut right here and plate it? And then I can make a new bracket that folds over this, and it will cover that down here. So I can just take my Sawzall and just zip, cut this whole section out. Yeah, I think we're gonna go that route. Still working on cutting the rust out. Got rust showing up right on this side. There's a hole. So I'm going to cut that out. So I might as well just probably cut this whole section out here. And then make a plate and weld that, because I'm going to make a cap. Well, line it up even with that and cap that off right there for it. End up cutting a lot of rust out of it. This is the patch I made for it. Almost fits good. Tried another one, but I wanted to do it in 2 pieces, but it was just too hard. Wasn't lining up properly, so I just made it in one piece instead. So I'm going to drill holes here, spot weld it, back onto here, seam seal all the way around, and then I'll just trim that up once it's welded in. Getting dark out. Alright guys, it's been a couple days since I've been out here. It's freezing cold and it's May in Ohio. This is just not right on so many levels. But I finished that piece up to weld in. It's all nice and primered. Just one hand. Booyah. Just like that. So got a spot weld, bam, 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 and seam seal down through there. Quite happy that turned out well. I was afraid it wasn't going to. It's going to look all funny. Still might. Still got to weld it. So stay tuned for that. Alright, stop for a second, so I wanted to show you. Up through here, welds are way too hot. My gapping's probably not all that great. I'm trying to stack them. So I did lower the temperature. Hopefully be able to get a nice cleaner, because I burnt through here and up and through here on the older steel. So I'm going to try to just lower the temperature, do quick little zaps, and hopefully that holds it together a lot better. Okay, so I went ahead and ground this all down nice and flush. There's some pinholes right in here, but I'll go back and fix them in a little bit. But I decided I am going to go ahead and take all this off right here, see what's underneath it. The shock tower is welded to the support in the back, so this won't come loose or anything from doing it. So I do that because I do have rust up to here. So I want to make sure there's no holes back here. If I have to make my bracket starting from back here or here, I want to make sure I got good secure points on it. So let's go ahead and take these off. this is my sad face. Got both of them off now, and I'm going to show you what I have to deal with. Oh, this is all surface rust. I mean, this ain't bad. What's bad? This right here. This. I'll try to get a better camera angle. This is not supposed to be like that. This is pushed and bubbled outward. This thing was in an accident in the front driver's side that I was told that it never was in an accident. After I got in, okay, there was a little bit. The more I started cutting the rust off, scraping stuff off, Bondo off, I'm realizing, yeah, this thing was a little bit more than just a little fender bender. I'll show you the other side. See, sad to say, there's actually a lot of rust in here. So I might have to cut this out too, because when I was doing the pilot drill, the drill bit went straight through, no problem. So that means very weak structure on that side. But the good part is, see, that's how this is supposed to be. But they're actually, this is bubbled out a little bit, you can tell right there, but not nearly as bad. Back to this side. Bad. So I need to take a lot of measurements. I ordered some specs, what it's supposed to be like from the factory. So I will measure both the shock towers and see if hopefully they're not pushed off too much. I mean, I know it's gonna be a little bit, that's why I said this was never gonna be a show car. It's a car I'm gonna go out and have fun with, do some donuts. But I'd like to fix that as best as I can. So this is gonna be a very long video so far with everything I've added, just showing work-wise. So I might just stop it here and have to restart, because there's a lot of thinking I gotta do and measurements. So that'll be starting probably the next video is me doing the measurements and deciding if this is off, how far back do I cut? Do I cut from now back here? Well then, the bar down here onto the A-pillar if I have to move it in or out a little bit? Or can I get lucky and just take a hammer, because this dips in and that's out, so it's not an easy thing to make that a stud puller, but this is crinkled here a little bit, you can feel it. And then how far is that? I mean, a big way to tell is, see this right here? This is touching. This is not. So if that's any increment how off I'm going to be, and if it's that right there, we're looking more than 1/4 of an inch. Damn. Most of the specs, I believe it can only be like 1/8 of an inch that you really want it to be. So I don't know. I'll have to take some measurements and have to go from there. And at this point I'm just rambling because I don't know what to do next. This is frustrating. But you know what, guys? If you guys stay through all of this, thank you. If you guys enjoying what you're seeing, at least give me a thumbs up. Make me feel a little better about myself. Or leave a comment saying, hey man, you're doing this all wrong. This is what you need to do. I don't mind. I take criticism. Anyone that has knowledge about it. I'm not a body guy. I've mostly just always done engine work. So this much is definitely a new journey for me. So thank you for joining me with it. Take it easy, guys.